Wait.
Oh,
Got him.
forget your ass. How are you guys doing tonight?
We good. I'm straight.
I'm
Good.
living. I'm living.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as everybody's living and breathing, we doing good.
46 is
Welcome to
still
the
growing.
social experiment,
46 and able to still
everybody.
grow my hair, so I'm cool with that. We good.
Oh, okay. I see you up there,
Yeah. I'm still able to play around with it a little bit.
Dre.
Some
Okay.
people just hate, but it's all good. It's all
All
good.
right. Well, welcome to the social experiment, everyone. We are all here together finally for the first time. I'm co-host Sabrina. Of course, you guys know Max. We got Dre and we got Jermaine on with us tonight. And tonight's topic will be what we said we're gonna be. Um, expectations, relationship expectations. Is that what it is?
Um, no, it's gonna be. Hold up, because I gotta look at the reading too. I ain't gonna front my brain. Listen, I've been working all day. I'm tired. I'm sure
Oh,
y'all are too. All right,
Hey,
no.
what?
Expectations in modern dating.
okay. Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So
All
that's
right.
where we at on that. I'm
So,
gonna be grabbing a link in a minute, and you guys can just check it in the chat. Just rip it off of there. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
All right.
all right. So who gonna start? Well, where we gonna start this out at? Because I'm like just here, to play with y'all.
Keep everybody under control.
Yes. I'm playing mama tonight.
I got you.
You know you gonna put in your 2 cents though, so
You
it's
know
gonna
that.
happen.
That's a given, baby.
Exactly.
uh, so, I
All
mean,
right. Well,
what has been you guys' experience so far in this
I'll
modern
figure it out.
dating?
I
Who
guess
wants to start it out?
I think everybody right now is delusional. How about that? To say it
I
nicely.
got you. Yeah.
It's me and Dre were talking earlier today. It's almost like we all know that the world has changed and things are not happening the same way. Women have evolved, men are starting to evolve a different way. But it seems like I can say from the women's side, they expect the men to stay traditional while they evolve and go off and do their own thing and become their own people and take off all the stereotypes that usually women had, but they want men to stay exactly the same.
Gotcha.
hmm
Like, well, no, because the world has changed, it's shifted, and you guys are allowed to do your thing. Men are not gonna just stay the same. So I think people's expectations are really skewed right now, and they need to realize that the market has changed. And if you actually want somebody, like we talked last time, if you actually want somebody as women, you have to actually try.
Right.
It's no longer men having to chase you because you're not giving them what usually men wanted back in the day. So it's like the value that made us chase you, you no longer have.
Right.
So
I,
now a lot of the men that women want, they still have that value plus more, and you're still sitting back expecting him to chase after you. That's just not
right.
gonna happen.
Right. I agree with that. Actually, I totally agree. Totally agree with all that. Everybody is delusional. And as I've been doing my own paying attention basically and shutting the fuck up. No, I've realized that the very same thing that women are complaining about that men are doing, wanting us to be modern and traditional in certain areas. I think that
hmm
women want men to be all traditional. They don't want you
Always.
guys to evolve at
Correct.
all. So
Correct.
I agree. I'm not gonna argue with you on that. You right.
Well, I would say it wants to be traditional, but a neutered traditional.
Mm.
Mm.
They want all that other stuff.
I don't want you to do it. I want.
Oh no,
I
you
I
may
like
not.
that terminology.
You may be different, but a lot of women need to provide, do all this other stuff to protect me, all this stuff. But shut up, don't tell me nothing. When I step out of bounds, you just have to deal with this. And if
hmm
I fall off, you can't tell me nothing because you're shaming me now. And it's like, so you just want me to provide everything for you?
Which brings me to my point. So
Okay.
glad you said that, because that's exactly where I was about to go, piggybacking off of your point.
I know you got some here.
Man, listen, it's like I say, I say this all the time, and I promise you, I say this all the time. It's kryptonite to women, to a lot of women. It's kryptonite. It's like it's the word. It's a word. It's called accountability. For some odd reason.
You know, you got a real thing for that word, bro. I like that.
I'm telling you. Today has been a day.
His birthday. This nigga trying to show off.
Yeah, you know. I hear you with your man-made shirt. I see with your man-made shirt. You good? Yeah, I know you're at the taco stand. But anyway, so what I was saying today is happened on. It was 2 posts that was just going around. You know what I'm saying? One of my guys posted like, "What's up? You know, with all this independent woman, this independent black woman stuff or whatever." Oh my God. The first thing everybody went off on was, you know, it's men. It's always men's fault why we are independent, why we can't find men, so on and so on. You know, it's always something dealing with men. So my thing was, you know, like I said, I posted a meme about accountability, you know what I'm saying? And it just took off from there. They don't like, and I told her, that's like, well, so if you mean we can't hold you accountable to anything. We can't. If you're doing wrong, we can't call you out on it. And if another woman calls you out on it, she's wrong. So who are you accountable to? Because you're gonna go out and do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? And you if somebody calls you wrong, you're gonna be upset that no, they're wrong. Everybody else is wrong. I'm right. So who are you accountable to? So along with this, I'm telling them, like, look, men like women these days, good men, we like women who are accountable. Those are the people we want to be in relationships with that, you know, hey, they make a mistake. If they didn't say, they like, you know what, you called me out on my mistake. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I understand this. But somehow, some way, it always still goes back to a blame game that it's a man's fault. You know what I'm saying? About why, you know, they can't find good men, why they can't do this or that, or
well, you do know,
like, where's the man? So you mean women having to pick up men's manhood? What happened to y'all's manhood? And so I'm like, that right there, that's why you're single. That's what's going to keep you single. That your spirit of being controlling, judgmental, argumentative, confrontational, and combative. You're going to stay single. And, you know, and everybody was like, light her up. Everybody went in on her. It was some girl, she just toxic. And a lot of women don't understand how that type of spirit, what toxic is, and they wonder why, you know, like I said, they got that bitter taste in their mouth toward men. Men are not looking for that type of woman to be in a relationship with. So that's why, like I said, I think my expectations with people right now, it seems to be a little weird because a lot of women are not accountable. And I don't want to be around somebody who can't be an adult and be accountable.
Okay,
that's me.
What you got, babe?
Let me tell you something, right? First of all, I like this accountability thing we on, because that is a very important part of modern dating that is missed big time in relationships. It's one of the hardest things that I've ever seen resolved. When I'm sitting there and I'm counseling people, I will tell you, so many times they're like Venus and Serena, smacking that blame ball back and forth across the net. And it's one of the most aggravating things that have to referee, but it is a very real thing that happens. Now, my personal opinion is, and honestly, what kind of inspired my thinking of this topic was, I don't know if y'all scroll y'all timelines. I have probably about 95% women on my Facebook out of my 5,000 people on here. And when I see a lot of these women talk about, they always talk about what a man's supposed to have, what a man's supposed to do, and all this stuff. And women are expecting things up until, and maybe even beyond relationships. They're expecting wedding rings, and not just a little bullshit wedding ring, but they want some shit where you making payments on that motherfucker if you're a regular working person. So you talking about some shit for like 5K, 6K better. And these women want this, and they're not doing anything spectacular to deserve this shit. they think they deserve this just for being here. Much like how if you look at that relationship with Diddy and his chick, that little young girl he messing with, he dropped her allowance, which the nerve of her to even have an allowance. But the
That was
fact that
crazy.
she had an allowance, he gave her a credit card with a $500,000 limit every month. $500K every month. This girl's songs wasn't doing $500K a year. And she, well, maybe combined, but she wasn't getting that much because it's a whole group. And she's getting this a month just to give him some ass and be on his arm? Who the fuck are you? There's chicks that'll do that shit for 10% of that and be standing doing handstands while popping it like it's crazy and all that shit at the same motherfucking time.
How do you
It's just
that's crazy. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut off your thing, but I'm trying to understand that as well, man.
uh-oh.
How do you get a $500,000 monthly allowance, $500,000 a month? And he started, we already know Diddy's still dating everybody or whatever. He deals with somebody else.
Mhm.
He drops your allowance to $200,000 a month. What? You take away my money, your money, I'm going to break up with you. Who does that?
You gotta blame him. Like,
I do blame him.
Like
100%.
I'm saying no. That's what I'm saying. Like when I say who does it, I'm saying like first and foremost, Diddy. Why? I mean, well, if you tricking, well, if you got it, it ain't tricking is what they call it. It's tricking in my eyes. I ain't got it.
It's still tricking.
Whatever. It's tricking in my eyes. I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
Tricking like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying for that, man. But when Diddy has created a monster, and like I said, the thing is, people see that and like they expect you to do that for them. You know what I'm saying? They expect they want you to do that. They're like, I want you to look, I want to make my own money, but I want you to be the man. I want you to also take care of me with your money that you got. But the money I got, I'm taking care of me. It's not for you. If you need help, maybe I'll help. Maybe I'll help you.
Hold on, Dre, because you touched on something. And I think I forget which one of y'all said this before, but this is what it's called. Having modern conveniences when it's convenient, but traditional values also is convenient. It's always a matter of what is convenient for them instead of what's convenient for both of y'all. And that is one of the biggest problems in all relationships is that the concessions go one way. It's not a two-way street. And let me tell you, that kind of shit builds resentment. That kind of stuff creates a hostile environment and leads to infidelity as well as heartbreaking situations. Because even the weakest motherfucker, be it male or female, sits in a situation where they're getting half-assed or less. Most of the time, eventually they're going to step up. And that's the problem. And that's one of the biggest problems with this modern dating thing is people don't understand that you still have to work as a unit. And this can go for a poly relationship where there's more than just two people, as well as a traditional relationship that only involves two people. It's about everybody has to do their part because, lady, sorry, but you got just as much right to work as I do. Why the fuck am I going to kill myself and be a horse, and you just sitting there with your feet up, kicking around and chilling? Like that's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Like you got to be bringing something to simplify the relationship. Go ahead, Serena.
Do you guys think that people need to communicate that more when they're in do you think that people skip the talking phase when they're in these modern day relationships, or just skip the talking phase at all? I mean, how do you think all of this should go as far as communicating how you guys want to have a relationship? Jermaine, go first.
No, I have to step away in a second. Hold on.
Yeah, give him a second.
First, you kind of like threw something out there, and I'm gonna say something about this. No, people aren't listening. Like, I think from a male point of view, I can tell you what it is, but then if you're not receptive to that or listening to it, then it is what it is. So I don't think women they don't have the ear to listen to that, and they're not receptive to that. So I think a lot of real men are saying it, but they don't want to hear it. So as you see, they're bucking against the system that we're trying to basically, it's an open book quiz and men are giving you the answers to it, real men, but then you're conflating real men with the trash men that you're dealing with. And well, no, It's like me fishing the same hole, and I'm getting nothing but sucker fish, and everybody's like, hey, on the other side of the stream is a whole bunch of fish. You gotta cast your line out this way. And I'm like, no, I know how to fish. I'm gonna keep throwing it in the same area. Come on now. Or if they're not hitting on power bait, they're hitting on worms, and you're like, well, I've been doing worms for 10 years. I should be able to catch the biggest fish. It's like, no, it's telling you what it is. And some people aren't listening. So
I got you.
Fair enough.
What you got, Dre?
Like I said, I'm just kind of piggybacking, like I said, because we know, as single men who are mentally ready to get married and who have gone through things in life. Life has beaten us up, but we're still here and we're still kicking ass right now. So we know what it is that we're looking for, and we know the type that we are looking for. And the type of woman that we will not deal with or accept again in our life, that we know is going to cause problems. So it's not that people are skipping that. We are being. So my quick analogy of what things are right now with me, I'm gonna just say here in the DMV area. So the ratio is 9 to 1. You know what I'm saying? 9 women, 1 man. You know what I'm saying? So we got the pick and lift. You know what I'm saying? So, women, they competing for the same men, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Unless they just want to be single or whatever the case may be. But more than likely, a lot of the women out here are sharing their men. Some of them don't even know it, you know what I'm saying? But there are men who know they are good, and who are single, having to deal with 9 different women. So the women think we got the advantage because no, we don't. Because out of those 9 people, if we choose wrong, we just messed up. You know what I'm saying? So it's not an advantage that it is 9 women to 1 man. It's not an advantage for us. We have to make the right decision about who it is that we decide to bring into our lives and settle down with. And so it's sometimes, it's still hard getting to know people because people don't, I guess, they let outside distractions get in to their minds and their relationships, and they see everybody else and how their relationship is, and believe that those relationships should be your relationship. And I have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying right now. Everybody's so strong on social media. Relationships are, relationship goals. When they see that, create your own relationship goals. You don't need anybody else's thing. You can that's a great idea. Now incorporate it into what you are doing, but don't sit up and I wish my relationship was like this relationship. It's a problem. So that's what I'm finding. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there's skipping.
You know what the problem is? A lot of times people see things on social media and don't realize all that glitters ain't gold. There's a lot of shit behind the scenes that you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And you see all this stuff that's looking all popping and is lit, but you don't know he could be beating her ass on the low. Or she could be abusing him on the low, because that happens too. I know it sounds crazy, but when you're not willing to fight a woman back, that woman will try to take advantage of that and fight you, especially if they know you got stuff to lose. Because at the end of the day, when the cops come, they grabbing you first. So my whole thing is, it is very important to recognize that aspect as well. But you're 100% on the head with that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like there's a lot of contrivances I see in relationships. One of my main issues that I would find is people, and this is something that me and Sabrina have talked about offline, which is very true. A lot of times people don't take enough time to really know each other. They think they know each other. And in the age of social media, everything is so fast. So, boom, you want this right now, instant gratification. You order something on Amazon, you got that shit sometimes the same day. Everything's instant gratification out here. And because of that, people don't sometimes slow down and give themselves the opportunity. What do you think, man? Because I know you got something to say on this. You look like you're ready.
We were talking about I was going to ask again about the talking phase. Do you think that the talking phase, because I do the talking phase a lot. Anybody that's dated me or trying to get to know me, I do that quite a bit. You know, so I think that that's something that I don't think people either pay attention to enough, or they're not doing it enough, or they're not doing it at all. What do you guys think about that? How do you think
that they're doing it right?
It's helpful.
Let's just put it like that. I've dated quite a bit, kind of like simmered off. I've dated every spectrum, every country, and I would say the U.S. women, and some of you guys are like amazing. Great careers, you know, make money on stuff, but y'all are lazy as hell when it comes to reciprocation. Right?
Sorry.
And a lot of men have bad right? So you're like, okay, let's hang out, let's do this. But y'all expect him to keep the conversation going, but then not be too needy. But then, you know, always taking you out, but you giving very little because I don't cook because I'm a single mom, or I don't want to be a wife. I don't want to do wifely things until I'm married. And it's like, hold on, so you ain't gonna cook for me. You want to spend up all my money. You want to go out on these days, but you want me to protect you, want me to treat you right, open up doors, do all this stuff, and spend my stuff, on you just to guess and see if you turn out to be that way. Like, nah. No. And they and I know the guys could probably say, after a while we throw out the hands, we chase a little bit, but then if you constantly keeping the conversation up and they ain't doing their end, we're done.
I think that some women get afraid that if they show kind of like, okay, I'm too much of an interest, that men will be like, okay, now I got her. She gonna start talking now.
That's the thing is, you already lose it. Okay. So it's like the other side, right? So you're done dealing with, like, you've learned a lesson dealing with the bad guys, all that stuff. But then you turn to the good guys and like, oh, well, I'm gonna make you work because they hurt me. So all y'all the same, and I'm not gonna give my effort. And the guy's like, you know how many women are like hitting me up right now? Like, okay, so okay.
What you got, Dre?
Oh, go ahead, Dre.
Go ahead, Max. Go ahead.
No, you know what? And see, that's the one thing that a lot of times women don't realize. Is, see, in this day and age, this is the modern dating age. It ain't just you with people knocking on the door, boo. We know you got guys knocking on the door sometimes with their dicks. Now I'm gonna say it like it is.
That's all it is, just the dicks.
Hey, can I come in? But the thing is, you gotta understand, is a lot of men are turning down, especially any men that have anything viable. There isn't one scrub sitting on this podcast right now, and I will tell you, out of that, each of us probably turn down more than a lot of people get in a general situation. You understand what I'm saying? So my whole thing is that for a woman, when you have a position, that's not the time to get comfortable. And I'm going to say this. I'm not going to just say to women. I'm going to say to men too. Because there's a lot of men that also get complacent. You know what I'm saying? They stop. Like if you won, you know what? Let's not even make it about sex. If you win anybody over, whatever you did to win them over, you have to keep that same energy as time goes by. You can't then say, oh, yeah, I got them, so I'm going to just chill back and relax. You know what I'm saying? You got to still keep that same energy, because the problem is a lot of times that energy, a lot of people send their representatives out to meet you. And then the moment that you let your guards down and let them in, everything gets different. So my personal opinion is just you got to bring these people got to be, first of all, you got to be honest with yourself and know what it is that you're capable of. If you know you can't operate at this level regularly, be real with it. It's like when you go to the gym. Just because you see them putting up 200, 300 pounds, don't you? I see him flexing while we talking about the gym. You know what I'm saying?
He love that shit. He got his steroid shot.
So, but a lot of times people, because I'll be in the gym and there'll be a guy next to me. He'll be more, because my muscle doesn't show like that because I'm real tall, but I'm strong. So I'll be putting some shit up. He looking at me. Next thing I know, I'll see his muscular ass sitting up there struggling with the shit. And I'm looking at him like, bro, what are you doing? I had to come over and help a couple of people. And I mean, it's the same mentality in real life is you have to realize when you are dealing with someone that you need to operate within your limitations. And if there's something's outside your limitations, be honest with yourself to gracefully bow out of it. Somebody say something because I'm talking too long.
I know, right? Look, I'm just trying to make it a little bit of fun. Listen, I want to know, like, what do women do? I want to hear some stories. I want story time right here now. What have women done in the past that were great things that you thought, like, man, she a one, and she turned out to be like, oh, damn. Go ahead, Dre. Go ahead.
You ready?
So, I'm not gonna say who, but I will just say a previous relationship that I was in. You know, you couldn't tell me that this was not the one. Nobody could ever tell me that this was not the one. This was the one that brought me to a whole new level. You know what I'm saying? That took me someplace that I've never been before, that I've always wanted to go, that I never knew existed. She took me. I'm like, oh my God, dog. This is. I don't see nobody else. Everybody else, all these other women butt naked in front of me, but I don't see nobody else except my woman.
Shit, I need some popcorn for this.
Man, you can listen. The man can tell you, because the man know who I'm talking about, or whatever. But he can tell you whatever. I had only eyes for this one person. The problem that I started ignoring or whatever, and I had to catch myself that, you know, because I made a promise that I would never get back involved with another relationship that was similar or, you know, that had the tendency to be toxic. If there was an issue between her and I, it don't matter what it was, the first thing the person wanted to do was break up. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always break up. 48 hours later, I get a call back. Hey, I'm sorry. I should have, you know, blah, blah, blah. No problem. We back in love again. Everything is great. Week and a half, 2 weeks later, something else happened. Broke up again. 24 hours, 48 hours, we right back together again. So it became to a point where it was a problem. So when we actually got to a point where we were together more often, the same thing happened. First thing we want to do, break up. No problem. I let it happen this time. But that let me know, I'm like, it's not going to happen again to me. I'm not going to allow that to happen again because that lets me know you are a runner. You know what I'm saying? If we were married, something happened that you didn't like, the first thing you want to do is run. You want to divorce, it's going to be a wrap. It's like I'm single again. Although I don't want to do that. So, but there's so much more. There's so much other the experiences I've had. But I'm gonna let somebody else go. That was just my experience. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna let somebody else go.
Jermaine.
Yeah, you trying to get people in trouble.
Okay.
No, listen. I've had many missteps. Like some people like want to compete with you. After a while, they get in there and at first they're glorifying you for what you do. Then all of a sudden it's don't talk down to me because you know I'm smart as well. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get that, but you don't understand what I'm talking about. So you might be wrong. And so that right there, the arguing because you don't want to be wrong and then you don't apologize, you want to play and stuff like that instead of saying, hey, I'm sorry, I was wrong. That's my biggest issue. It's just like, say you were wrong and then we can move forward. Don't try to play me. I've had those that just get in and get lazy because they're accustomed to my lifestyle and they get so accustomed to that, they forgot what they said they were going to bring in. Like my thing is like, sometimes I go out to eat, sometimes I cook at home. I like to cook. You know, I may go to a Nuggets game or I may go travel somewhere, go to a football game, just whatever. And when I had a relationship where it was like, okay, well, I'll do it. You know, sometimes I'll pay for us to go out to Papados and stuff like that. But, you know, when it's your turn, like, you know, you need to cook for us, right? So it was like on my days, we spent like $500. This was a while ago. It was like $500 a month on me just taking her out, like to eat, just eat. But then when it was her turn, it was like Wendy's or leftovers 4 days in a row. And I'm like, are you serious? First off, I don't eat that. But really? Like this is what you're giving. Or, was that, you finally get in a relationship and then you have to tell them exactly what to do. And it's like, hold on, I thought you said you was, traditional, like you love to cook, clean, and do all that stuff, but they're expecting you to tell them what to do. And it's like, so I have to babysit you and tell you what to do like you like one of my kids? Like, I gotta give you chores? Like, you see a need for something, just do that. That's and be in your feminine energy. And it's like, oh, okay, so that is just emotional laziness and relationship. I would say relational laziness.
Okay.
Oh boy, where's my book?
Oh. That's why I want to go last.
Actually, technically, you supposed to go too, but we're gonna let you slide. Right.
Y'all can ask me questions.
All right. Well, here's the thing, right? Because I feel like often my real problem has always been finding consistency.
Okay.
A lot of people sell you a bill of goods, they holler. Like, you know how many times I talk to females? I have a lot of female friends. You sit there and you talk to them and you listen to all this stuff. Oh, I do this. Oh, if I had this man, I'd do such and such and such and such and such. And blah, 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 blah. Then when they get that, they sitting up there half stepping like a motherfucker. If I had a nickel for every time somebody sold me that bill of goods, I'd be pretty rich. The thing is with me is I'm quick to kick the can, meaning kick their can the fuck out my face. So if I felt like somebody wasn't rocking, hey, what's up, little man? You know what I'm saying? Yo. All right, so I'll censor this a little bit. No, but if I feel like somebody is not showing me what I expect, because I come with expectations. And this is the thing. You have to come with a level of acceptance. A lot of people don't set that. Every single person out here, and I'm going to get to these comments in a minute. I appreciate y'all comments, and I'm going to get to those in 1 second. But you got to come with a level of acceptance. And fellas, you have to stick to it. Because a lot of times, fellas, they see them, they looking good. Next thing you know, my God, my heart is melting. We all been guilty of doing that dumb shit in our youth or whatever, where we would sit there and we running behind somebody knowing they ain't no good for us. Dre just told a story about somebody that is toxic as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? And my whole thing is, we've all had relationships that were toxic for us, or things that were literally just not meant for us, and we still, for some reason, would go against that grain. Those are things that you have to be honest with yourself. If these people don't fit it, you got to quit it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's that simple. If they don't fit, like taking you to Wendy's when you probably took it to Chateau de la Blah Blah, that's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? I would have left her. No, let me tell you the kind of asshole I am. I'd have left her black ass or whatever color her ass was. I would have left her ass in Wendy's by herself, told her to go biggie size that shit and eat both of them by yourself, because I'm going to go holler at this one over here that's willing to do what I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying? The thing is you got to come with a little bit of patience just to teach those that don't understand, but also a very little tolerance for bullshit. The moment they start showing their ass, you got to nip that shit in the bud. A lot of people don't do that. They keep letting shit slide because maybe the pussy good or the head popping, or maybe you let it slide because they're a nice person and you don't want to hurt their feelings. You understand what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. Just because your mama pat you on your head and told you were special, don't mean that the world gives a fuck about how you are as a person. In the world, you just a person to me until you show me more. And I'm talking too much again. Go ahead, Sabrina. What you got next?
Oh, no,
we got to get to these comments, too.
we're censoring, so I didn't know. But anyway, I forgot what I was gonna ask, honestly. Little man still in the room, Jermaine?
No, you good, because he has the headphones on.
Oh, good, good. Okay.
No, he said that. He said that before. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can read lips, so I
shit.
understood what he said.
Gotcha. I didn't hear that part. All right.
You can say you can say bitch, shit, cop, balls, all that shit. You do whatever you want.
Let's say earmuffs.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm a daddy too, so I'll be paying attention. The moment I see a child, I just change my whole mode.
I think I want to jump on something before we switch tracks. It doesn't make any sense that people are still running off of like 2000, 1990s, software. You got to update your thinking. I think some people think that they can still play the game like they did when they was in their 20s and back in the 2000s. Like, the game has changed. Mentally, like, you have to change. You have to evolve. Some people are stuck.
Right.
They can do the same thing they could do before and attract the same men. No, you attracting sex. You're still getting those results, but you're not getting the relationships.
No, like I said, good point, man. Like I said, the stats have changed. Remember, it used to be more men. Now it's more women than men. So, again, that regardless if you want to believe it or not, you're still going to have to end up competing for somebody.
Well, actually, according to today's statistics, the men are actually outnumbering the women because in Asia they keep producing boys. But if you want to talk about, we're
gonna cut Asia out of the equation. Period. We're talking about.
But if you want to talk about the Black and Spanish community, which are the communities where we tend to mix the most, I would say they still greatly outnumber us when it comes to that. Not to mention, we too busy getting locked up anyway, so that brings our numbers down even more. But that's a whole other conversation.
Like I said, yeah, that you're gonna because there are a whole bunch of things that branches all from getting locked up to being gay to being married, blah blah blah. So leaves a certain amount of number of men, who are available,
eligible bachelors.
So I would say this, like I said, I don't know what everybody's style is when it comes to meeting somebody, but I think we all would like to find that one person. And I think a lot of issues right now today with dating comes when you are distracted, you got a lot of options. Everybody has a lot of options. You don't get a chance to actually find out if this person is a really good person for you because you're worried about, like, man, I got to take care of this one. You juggling so many personalities, man, and we all get caught up. We have gotten caught up in juggling with multiple personalities. So my goal is to figure out, I want one woman in my life, and I want to court this woman. I don't want to date her. I want to court this woman. That's only my only objective is to court a woman. I don't want to date. I don't want to do any stuff. I want to meet somebody, talk to them, find out they are genuine, and I want to court this person. Where it's just me and her. I'm not an option. I don't want to be an option like you are with dating. So, and I think a lot of people have lost the ancient art of courting. You know what I'm saying? Me being from Midwest Oklahoma, you know what I'm saying? We court women. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. There's players out there. There's dogs. They're all over. But when we get women, we court our women. We love our women because we have a goal together that we are trending.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because I just want to touch on a question with this. So you're saying basically when you first meet somebody, your goal is to just focus on them first and see where it goes.
Yeah, I would like to see, and some people may call it you're dating her. It doesn't necessarily mean we're dating. I'm just still trying to know a person. I'm like literally trying to get to know who this person is. Is it somebody that I am going to mesh with? You know what I'm saying? Is this somebody that I want around in my life, not just my life, my children's life? That's where I'm going with that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So not everybody who has a beautiful face, beautiful body, not everybody's worthy of their energy to be around me and my children. You know what I'm saying? And like I said,
especially the children.
I have to know who you are right now before you are come into that space with me. So, like I said, this is where I am. That's just where I'm at right now.
Jermaine, what do you feel about the court? What he just said? I mean, how do you do it?
I think you full of shit.
So
We go back and forth.
Facial expressions.
We do this every day. We do this every day.
Don't trust a dude that can't grow no facial hair. His face got alopecia. Like Jada Smith.
You right. That little alopecia. You right.
Mm-hmm.
I can do this though. I can still do this though.
I
don't even want to hear it.
I think the courting thing is it could still be revived. I know I'm in the point where I guess maybe because me being a single dad and trying to get all this stuff done at once, like I just don't have it in me right now to court anybody. Like seriously, like put that whole heart into it and do that. Like I don't. It has to be reciprocal. So I'm on that 50-50 level right now, but I want to find someone that turns that on in me that makes me want to do that. I think that's why men back in the day used to do it, because it was something unattainable. It was something to be desired. Like it wasn't just, blasted 24/7. We're seeing every body part, women just like being vulgar, like just all that stuff. It's given to us like so much. It's like, okay, so why am I gonna invest in you when I got the stock market going? I got Bitcoin, I got houses I can invest in, and then I can play with y'all a little bit whenever I want. So
right.
I want somebody that shows me something that's like, oh no, this is a diamond in the rough. Like, it may not start off that way, but she shows me something so great that it makes me want to do that. So I think it's just it's an uphill battle going forward, man. If something doesn't change in society.
She must, any woman that he dates must be able to bench 350. Must be able to bench 350.
Oh no, I ain't going for
that. He likes women that work out. He loves it. That part I'm not
lying.
Ain't
nothing
about.
Wrong with that. Let me tell you something though.
No. That's a great thing. He likes women that I'm telling him.
I can't carry you across the aisle.
I'm selling him right now. Like he's an eligible bachelor. Bro. He likes women that works out, that keeps themselves up. Like literally. And that's a great thing. The man is single. I'm trying to actually help him out. I was just playing about the bench pressing thing. Okay. Yeah, you got to be at least 475. At least 475. My bad. Go ahead.
All right. So hold on. All right. So no, but you know what? He's touching on something that is relevant. Is in this dating atmosphere. You know how many times I go outside, I see a woman walking around in her pajamas with a bonnet on and really walking with her head held up high, like that's a mark of pride. Even when I go to the corner store, I wouldn't go out in my fucking PJs, even if it's the summertime, and most of my PJs look like loungewear anyway, so I could actually get away with it. And you see these women do this. Not just that, when you go to the gym, there's a lot to be said when you see a woman really in there, not just sitting there with a little phone in the wind. Because I know Jermaine sees it. I see shit too. And they doing this in the mirror the whole time. And they do a little bit of working out, a whole lot of selfies. And I'm like, if you're not an influencer making some money off this shit, then get back to the workout. The thing is there's something very appealing when you see somebody taking that effort to take care of themselves. Especially these fellas is talking about life partners and stuff like that. You want somebody that's going to live a decent amount of time. You don't want somebody that's going to drop dead because their damn arteries is full of cottage cheese and broccoli. You understand what I'm saying? Like you want somebody that listen, cottage cheese and broccoli jamming up your arteries is a bad situation, okay? Broccoli is not a real vegetable. So we're going to move on. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like these things are important when you're dealing with somebody. You also want to see that they're taking care of themselves, because let me tell you something. Somebody that don't take care of themselves is not going to do you right. And that's just a fact. If they don't love themselves enough to do good for themselves, what you think they're going to do for you?
Right. Who got a question for me? Jermaine, go ahead with what you had to say.
Man. I don't want to harp on women, because it seems like the more we talk about it, now that men are starting to speak out, the more it's starting to push women to the side. So I'm know from a woman's perspective, like if y'all heard from the fuckboys, y'all don't want to deal with them no more. You've had bad experiences with it. Then you have the spectrum of Kevin Samuels, he's an asshole, he's this and that. But then you actually get on here, which kills me. Like when me and Dre were doing it, it's like you're talking to guys that, you know, are well over 200s and been that way for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We're the guys that you guys are chasing after, but when we tell you, you fighting us and you're mad about it, and it's like, I want to know, how is there a secret code to telling women, hey, we're not being assholes, we're just telling you the truth because you are failing badly. And it's like almost like a coach, like, dude, you're messing up. Like, I'm about to pull you out. Like, come, you keep messing up. Stop doing the same thing. Listen to the guys that you actually want in the spectrum. Stop messing up. So how can we, other than, you know, coming off like we're berating or whatever, help them to realize this?
You asking me,
Sabrina?
Okay. Yes,
how can we do better?
There's no right way or wrong way. There's no one way, rather. You can do it. It's either going to be in somebody to be receptive to what you say, or it's not. If she's not, she's just not emotionally mature enough to handle when a man is really talking to her. So if she hadn't learned that yet, it just ain't in her. You can't teach it. It's nothing you can teach it. It has to be something that a woman within herself has to look deep within herself and say, you know, listen, when a man is talking to me, a real man is talking to me, I'm going to listen. Point blank, period. It's no one way to do it. She's got to just be that woman that say, I'm going to shut the fuck up and listen.
That's the kind of women, like I said, I think we all can generally all agree, all the men here, we're not looking for a woman that's just, you know, just a shut up, you know what I'm saying, a yes woman. We're not, that's not what we are looking for. But somebody who, again, not just, like the biggest thing, one of the biggest answers to the test, the main answer to the test is peace. Being able to provide peace in the home to your man, you know, to your life, to your own lifestyle as well. So we don't want to sit up like we're bashing women, but we keep telling the things that we have said over the years of doing this and saying this is like, it's always it always has to be something confrontational, or you know, they have to clap back like we're talking bad about. We like, no, we're not talking about you ladies. We're saying things that could help you, you know, help change your perspective so you can see men in a different light and you can get a different result. If you continue doing the same things you're doing, what are you going to get? The exact same result you have been getting. So you got to step out of the box and do certain things. So thank you for your perspective on that, Sabrina. You know, how do, my question for you as well, how do we find a woman that type of woman that you're saying that will hear what we have to say, that will listen to what we have to say when there are so many around and so many pretend? How do we know that this is a real one?
Just as I said, if she's, like you said, if she's giving you peace, if you find that whenever you're talking to her, that it doesn't turn into an argument all the time or a disagreement all the time, that's a woman that's the woman for you. Now, sometimes if arguments or disagreements do happen, she's not trying to get out of the relationship with you or not trying to see you anymore. She's more, like I say, emotionally mature. She's going to be just like, okay, well, I might be mad at you right now, but I'm not mad at you forever. Somebody said sugar. I don't know what that, okay.
Oh, no.
No. She was correcting us.
It was a comment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that is a good way to do it. I mean, feed me, but I'm good. Anyway, no, but I'm just saying, you know, seriously, when you know it, when you find that the conversations that between you guys are not ending up in arguments all the time, and maybe she's coming back to you with like, you know what? I think you're right about that. You know, maybe, you know, something like that. If she's giving you some sort of feedback, you know, like looking at herself, like, okay, you're right about that one, and then it shuts it down. She's not talking
accountability. You mean accountability?
Yes.
There we go with that word again. Accountability.
I can see Dre getting off of here. going on his page and putting just the word accountability up.
I already did that. I already did that before. So I get chewed out every time I do that. So I don't even do
Hold
it.
on. Hold on. Let me hit a couple of these comments, right?
Yeah,
now,
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
We got Danielle, she commented off of my page, and she just was basically saying, you know, she avoids giving certain things her energy. Like, if she sees the energy is wrong, and I know her, so I know how she is, she's out of there. Like, waste no time. You understand what I'm saying? And that's really going back to what I'm saying is, and it is exhausting because she's saying that I'm just reading off of this because some reason it's not showing up on here. But you know, she was just saying like there's a lot of exhausting people out here, and a lot of us men. That's why I want to actually touch on something. Speaking of exhausting thing, a lot of ladies ask us men why some men. Now, me personally, it's way too sewn into me to not be protective of my women. Like if a woman is around and I see she has an issue, I just automatically am trying to help. That's just in my nature. So, you know, especially, you know, black women say they don't feel protected. I say that's because you ain't around somebody like me. Because you got somebody like me around, you're going to be protected. You're going to be safe and respected. As long as you carry yourself with that, the respect will stay. Because some people don't deserve that.
You know what? That's the problem, Max. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get you with that, that hearing that same thing or whatever. I hear that from all the guys. They all say that. You see, you're like, what's the difference between you and a fuck boy? That's what I get. You know what I'm saying? Hearing the same thing. Like, what makes how do they know that you are a protector, provider, and all that stuff?
Well,
right?
The way they know that, they just have to pay attention to your example and how you're moving. Because you could tell somebody anything. But we can all talk till our faces turn blue. It doesn't matter. It's about action. A real man is about action, not about just his words. He keeps his word and he backs it up with his actions. That's some of the major keys to actually being a man. A lot of men don't do that. And that's a problem, which causes some of these women to react. But it's like a constant circle where we can't just keep blaming each other. We have to both take accountability. Up there goes that word again. Accountability. I swear I wish I had a sound effect for that shit. Well, we got to take accountability for that action. Because the thing is, if we don't hold ourselves accountable, we can't expect anybody else to take accountability for their shit. We have to all do our part. That's the only way that it's going to work. But like the thing I was saying before is you have to make sure that you keep, when you're wanting these men to be these protectors and providers, all this stuff, ladies, and I pause for a reason. Ladies, y'all really have to sit back and allow these men to be that and not try to tell them how to be men, because you have not spent not even 5 minutes as a man to tell us. Allow us to do what we do, see what path we go on. If they're doing fuckboy shit, you're going to see it. Use your judgment. Get out of there.
What you got, Jermaine? I saw your hand go up.
No, I know he got something coming.
I'm about to be labeled the asshole. I already know it. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Go eat.
I'm very protective of my household. You want to step outside, take your ass on. Second off, how am I going to protect you from the dudes that you keep running back to? You protect from the guys that you run towards. How stupid is that? And then I'm going to get caught up in that? No. Right. The reason why women say they're not protected is some men were failing before, they weren't protected. But you keep going with these other men, the abusive men, the guys that ain't shit, the ones selling drugs, the ones that want fast money, the flashy guys that no shit niggas that don't have nothing, not the educated men, not the well-rounded men, because those are cornballs. So you want to
squares
and a dude that eventually you're attracted to. You brought that, and you want me to get in some situations to save your ass when you don't even want to listen to me in the house, and then also you don't need me. Fuck out of here. No, it's hard. Just like women tell, oh well, he wanted a mother. I ain't your fucking daddy. How about that? I'm not paying your bills. I'm not your daddy.
But how many times you seen women try to actually tell you what to do like they are your mama, and you got to look at them like, you ain't about to tell me what to do. I'm a whole grown ass
And they
man.
gonna leave you and mess with a dude that ain't got nothing that they can treat like that, and then talk shit about it, and then talk shit about you, and include you into the men. So stop saying you don't need a dude, and then complain about not being protected. How you gonna be independent and then say you ain't protecting me? Hold on, you over here, you independent. You got it. You can do everything, right? So stay your independent.
You superwoman.
Off, you deal with that.
That's a good topic for the next time. How can we balance out being independent, and being submissive at the same time? I struggle with that. I am not gonna lie. I struggle with that.
No, you don't. I bet you I can prove you wrong. You
Say
pop
what now?
off. I bet you I can prove you wrong.
What?
Because you pop off around your friends, around us, or whatever.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
When you go into work, you control that shit. Even though you want to pop off and you yell at clients.
Exactly.
But all of a sudden, you don't know how to do it. When you outside. No, don't give me that. You know how to do it. We all know how to do it.
Damn, there's a certain
code switch. Don't act like you don't know how to do that. You just want it.
You know what? You know what, Jermaine? You really about to be called an asshole, because I remember there's a certain man who is no longer with us that said that very same thing once upon a time. Not in so many words, but the devil demon himself. I won't even call his name, but y'all know who he is. You know what I'm saying? And he said the same thing was, you go to work, you control yourself. When you in church, you control yourself. When you are around people that's judging you and you worried about their thinking, you controlling how you moving because you don't want to embarrass yourself. But then when you sitting with that man alone, you think you're going to step up in that man's face like you really going toe-to-toe with him. Is you dumb? Like, that's mind-blowing to me. And the thing is, no, there's no such thing as independence, because you are not asexual. None of us are independent. All of us are codependent to a certain degree, whether it's just because we want to bust a nut, or because we want a lifelong relationship, or we want marriage, or anything else. Either way, we are codependent. We like to cuddle up on somebody, because I don't care how single and proud you want to be. It feels a lot better when you have a nice body to lay up on you that you love and appreciate than it does when you just holding yourself or pulling out your sloppy toppy toy. I didn't forget that one. You understand?
You gotta know how to handle it. She want to be handled. He got to know how to handle me.
How about that?
There's a handle on the door. Get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody. You need to know how to handle me. I mean, I need a man that, to put me back in my place, because I be getting out of line sometime. Who wants some type of toxic ass, immature kid, mentally person dealing with that? Who wants that?
No.
What man wants that?
That is exhausting.
Nobody wants that.
Exactly.
You are not a child.
So, like I said, like he said, you know how to turn it on and you know how to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Turn that shit off because it's unattractive. Look, if you want to live and do your hot girl shit, stay ratchet, do your hot girl shit, and don't be out here trying to talk shit about men, all the men. No, it's the men you pick, because the men you attract doing the ratchet shit that you do. Keep it there. Not all men like that. I know 3 dudes right now 2 other dudes that I'm looking at right now besides myself that don't go for ratchet ass shit like that and don't want that in our life, that type of energy in our lives. But that shit
makes me itch.
You want to go chase the dude that you know is going to dog you out, who's going to play these games with you, who's going to do fuck boy shit. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, scam, go out there and be I hate using the word, but be a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and be a nigga, do nigga shit and type stuff, whatever. You tend to go after that. And we sit up here like Jermaine said, you go, he dogs you out, but you make us pay for it. You make us pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit, speak for yourself. They ain't making me pay for shit because I send their ass right to the street.
Show you nothing. That other person have to show you not one thing, except just the fact that, hey, you like being ratchet, I like being ratchet too. That shit makes that you know, I ain't gonna say that shit hurts, but that shit makes us feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? We're not we get classified in the same category as these fuck boys. Nobody wants that.
Right.
We know what we're looking for. We know what we want. But I digress. Shut up.
Let me tie one more thing back. I think the issue with expectations in modern dating is women have this concept of, you know, the definition of what a man is. They need to reevaluate and say, where did you get that definition from? And in that same dictionary, what was the definition for a woman? Are you that?
Do you think that there's a unique definition of what a man and a woman is for each person?
I think there is a baseline that men believe it is, but y'all don't want to hear that. You know,
I'm here for it.
A man is this, a man is that. But then we were like, okay, well, a woman doesn't. Oh, no. It's like, okay, well,
I'm here for it. Shit, go for it.
Okay, a man is hardworking. A man gets up and doesn't look at his current circumstance, but the future circumstance that he wants to have. He cries on the inside most of the time so that he can keep going on the outside, but sometimes he has to let that out. He has emotional.
Hold on 1 minute, Jermaine. I just want to address one of these comments. See, this is what happens when you're not paying attention to the entire conversation. Because she's thinking that we're saying that all women
I never said that.
Are lame. You understand what I'm saying? I read really fast, so pardon me, y'all. But she basically thinks that all women are lame. That's what we're saying, which we definitely wouldn't be saying, especially with Sabrina here that would have shut us down if we were sounding like that for any amount of women. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, Erica, listen, we got some men talking some real shit here. These some good fellas over here. Well, over that way. But you know what I'm saying? You got to understand something. If you gonna comment on the social experiment, hear everything that's being said before you jump in and start saying something, because I'm gonna catch it. I've read every single comment that everybody's been saying, and I'm watching 3 screens. So I see y'all, but understand that we are for the empowerment of women. There's not one woman-hating man on this podcast. We all came from a woman's womb.
Yep, I got
There's not one. Hello. And my whole point is that you have to understand, if we don't call this shit out respectfully and talk about those that it applies to, so that we put that mirror in front of them so they can see themselves, it's never going to change. The reason why, you ever seen a girl that just dressed crazy outside and you look at her and shake your head and say, damn, this girl looks like she ain't got no friends? Because nobody takes the time to just respectfully tell, listen, babe, that's not the outfit for you. You should probably try something else. Now, we're not trying to put nobody down, because like I said, Sabrina put her foot all the way up my ass if I fucking try to come on here bashing women all the way down.
That's all we got.
Trust me, she
to keep us
exactly. And she will bury her foot. But the whole thing is, we are all about empowerment here, but it requires us to call out the mishappenings for what they are. If it doesn't apply to you, it shouldn't be offensive to you, because that means good. You're one of the good ones. Obviously, there's good ones out here, but there's a lot of bad shit. The dating pool has pee in it. That is a common statement, and it is a very real statement. So we trying to purify this pool show by show. If we get to one person, that is one person that could turn to 10, that could turn to 100. I'm done speeching. Y'all go ahead. Go ahead, Jermaine, because I just had to address that. Yeah, go ahead, Jermaine. I just had to finish that. My bad.
I think we're going to have to wait until the next time, because I lost my train of thought. But it's
my bad, bro.
There's multiple misovers. I could write it down, but
okay,
it is not what everybody thinks. It's almost like they try to use protection as a guard dog. That's not protection. Protection is like your father. Hey, you're gonna hurt yourself. Hey, don't do that. Don't go out there. There's people hurt you. Okay, take your ass out there. All right. That is protection. You know what I mean? It's I'm safeguarding you. And if somebody calls, my daughter calls, something like that, I gotta put a shotgun, I'm gonna go do it. But I don't stop her from living life. Right? It's not my daughter can call me like, oh, well, this guy's gonna come fight this guy because he hurt my feelings. Like, no. Hey, you gotta toughen the skin. That's protective. Letting you know what it is and what the world is and what people see you as, even when you don't see it, and say it in a manner that's loving and to cover you just in case you fall. I'm still there, but I'm not going out there to sacrifice everything and jump on a grenade because you felt like playing with the pen. And that's what people feel, and it's like, no, that's not it. That's not it. And it's protective is also, hey, we're gonna make mistakes, but I'm building up the toughness in our family so that we can navigate that when we do have difficulties and we have that stern backing. And your side is to make sure that even though we have this stern backing, that the internal is still loving and that the psychology is there and the love is there. That is what we're supposed to be doing. Not, oh, well, he's just going to protect the house and I can just go out here and do whatever. And I can, become an emotional terrorist and blow everything up, but he better stay there. Like, no, that's not it. And people are missing that. So I think
emotional terrorist
for what a woman is, if you can say what a real man is without talking to real men, because obviously a lot of women are mad and talking shit about men. Obviously, you don't know what a real man is. How about you find some real men? Or, hey, get on here and ask real men what it is so that you can formulate a clear definition so that you don't go back to these fuck boys, because that's what you're dealing with when you're talking about all men ain't shit. No, the little boys that you keep going there and you're going off the wrong dictionary of what a man is.
We're literally telling you what fuck boys are, what men are. Two different people, two different categories. We're literally telling you. But again, we'll see who pays attention, who listens, who goes after men, and who goes after fuck boys. Like I said, well, it ain't that we'll see. You'll know what you go after. Like I said, if that's what you like what you like. We're not telling you not to like that, but don't like what you like that's not us, categorize us, classify us, look down upon us, and tell us that we are wrong when you clearly make your decision on who you chose to pick. It's not us that is wrong. It is you. It's you being, what's the word of the day?
Accountability.
That's all I got to say.
I'm sorry.
I think he just did that so a woman can say the word.
Because it's just, listen, there are many aspects of dating that we're going to touch on here. Many aspects of life we're going to touch on here. A lot of things there are to talk about. There's a million different subtopics that we can all touch on. But at the end of the day, everything in life, whether it be your bank account, whether it be your lifestyle, whether it be the shoes you put on your feet or the food you put in your belly, understand there's going to be accountability for every single one of those choices that you make. If you put on suede shoes in the snow, then you're going to have some accountability to pay when you walk your ass out there and fuck them up. Accountability crosses every single part of the spectrum. And you have to understand that there's just no excuses when it comes to that. If you want to deal with adults, you have to face that magic word. If you don't want to deal with adults, that's cool. You could, as long as you ain't committing no statutory, you know what I'm saying? Go find your little 21-year-old or whatever. But understand, even when you're 21, even when you're 18, you could go to military, you can go, you could drink in some countries. And another thing, you're still held accountable, because when you take a school loan out, they're not calling mommy or daddy to come pay for that shit. They putting that on your credit. Everything is about accountability. So really, from the moment that you cross into this threshold of adulthood, and please learn faster than I did, because it took me a while to get that shit together. I didn't really truly understand manhood till I was somewhere in my 30s. You know, that's when it really started to click for me. We want y'all to do better because there are many men like us having these real conversations.
Yes, he's single.
And yes, he's single, Kernita.
He's single. Single. And he will save your name in his phone single. He can answer the phone in the middle of the night without any problem. Single.
Single.
He's single.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing.
All up in the comments, they ain't even listening. Look at
it. There's a caveat to that.
Lord Jesus Christ. Oh my
At
God.
your own risk. Proceed
Listen.
at your own risk.
Listen. This ain't the dating game. You feel me?
Right.
You know.
Proceed at your own risk.
Now, whatever you choose to do, know what I'm saying? Whatever you choose to do, you do. I ain't here to stop nobody hustle.
Dre gonna fight. I'm sorry. We gonna fight, Dre. We gonna have to fight.
Listen.
I'm sorry. I shut up. I'm sorry.
Listen. I just like how he broke it down. Was like answer the phone in the middle of the night and there's no issue. Single. Sit up there. You could call me, put me on FaceTime. I'm probably just laying there reading the Bible and watching some TV. Single. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I mean, all jokes aside, the thing is all of that stuff is great. Go do you, get to know whoever you want to know. Ladies, gents. I love the fact that a lady could come on here. Now I know her. She bold, so she ain't shy when it comes to trying to see what's up with something. But my whole thing is take a lesson from that too. Because that's another part of modern dating thing which we didn't touch on. And we running a little late, so I don't know how much longer these guys have. But
I'm getting ready to roll. I'm just waiting. I thought you were
No. I'm keeping track of the time. I know y'all got your schedules. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, at the end of the day, you have to understand that there's nothing wrong with you stepping up and making a person know that you're interested. The whole Tom and Jerry shit of, oh, I'm going to look at him when he's not looking at me. But then how do you know I'm not looking at you unless you're watching me to know that I'm not looking at you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with stepping up and showing legit interest and making yourself look available. There should be no fear of rejection because
for years since we was little.
Because at the end of the day, this is the real world. No matter how special you think you are, the world don't care. You just got to come out here and go get yours the best you can. Because like they say, a closed mouth don't get fed. What you got, Sabrina, to wrap us up?
It does. I don't know why women think that it is so wrong for other women to go after a man. If you like something and you want it, it's Black Friday. Jermaine, is Black Friday. You want that gift on Black Friday? You're gonna go get it because there are other people going.
Why are you putting this man up for auction like this?
I'm just saying, this is the topic. This is the topic.
You making him look like he can't get no women. He's sitting up there.
I'm just saying, you go after what you want. Don't worry about nobody else, whatever, making, like, well, y'all women don't go after men. You know what I'm saying? That's not the one. Go after. You see something you like, you go after. We love confident women. We love that shit. I'm just trying to tell you, we love this shit. Don't sit there and wait on nobody to come to you all the time. We love confident women. Go after. If there's something that you want,
go after Dre.
Go after it. No. No.
Go after Dre.
Look, I don't mind. I welcome any and everybody who's out there. I welcome, you know what I'm saying? But again, my screening process is I done been through it. I done been through the storm. So
Sabrina, wrap us up, man. Wrap us up. It's time to go. These guys is going too far.
I'm in my little rant, and I'm just gonna say I appreciate everybody for the podcast being here tonight, and being able to talk this talk with everybody. Hopefully, we've reached out and we've touched some people and got a good understanding. They got a good understanding about what it is that men look for, our expectations, etc. When it comes to dating. We're thankful for the women who actually participate, of course, but for the women who are actually listening and take that advice and not look at as if we are bashing them. They take it constructive criticism. They are accountable for their actions, and they're going out and they're going to make the necessary changes. And just to see, they're open to making these changes. I know you like that accountable word, man, but that's just my word, bro. But that's all I had to say. I appreciate everybody. So I'm done.
Thank you, Dre. We appreciate you for being here. Thank you, Jermaine, as well, for being here tonight. Hopefully, what did you have any final words, Jermaine?
Man, me and my apologies. That's what.
Because this shit just went so left.
Like when they sit there and say, "If you need help, please reach out." Man, there's some black men out here that we are here available for you. Please call in to the helpline to get your shit together. Like for real, like come on.
Actually,
man.
there is a helpline though.
Really need something. Come on. It's like we giving you like the playbook. Like it's an open book test. We're telling you from the real men, this is what we're looking for. This is the issues. This is where they've lied to you. This is where we need to come in. And we are happy to say, like, I know we take accountability, like, hey, well, dudes do this. Okay, I can give you a summation of what guys do and what they do wrong. I can give you the category that I'm not even in. I haven't lived there for a long time, but I can tell you how these men are. Y'all need to program, believe, and all this disparaging thing. You guys are losing the cover that you guys literally are running out of because these gentlemen, this generation of gentlemen are dying off. Like we're at that stage where we're going, and these new boys, y'all gonna be left with them, and that's it. Y'all not forever, but I'm just saying that if you have a question, reach out, get some help. Okay.
All right. For $9.
All right, we gonna
hold on, Sabrina. Let me just close. Have a closing statement before you. All right. Jermaine, I think somebody said goodnight to you, so there you go.
Same lady. The same
there
lady.
You go.
Yeah,
she said goodnight to you. You know what I'm saying? All right. Listen, ladies, we want all of y'all to really take heed to what these fellas are saying. These are some single men in the dating pool, and they're telling you exactly what's going on. This is really happening. I'm also going to tell you that if you do need help, and yes, I'm going to sell a little commercial for myself right now. If you do need help, ladies and gentlemen, I've helped over 1,000 people. You ain't got to be ashamed. I can help you too. I ain't going to say for the low price of $9.99, none of that bullshit. Like I say, you talk to me, we figure all that stuff out. But the thing is, even if you don't talk to me, talk to somebody, because there's no shame in getting somebody. Because there's somebody that said this earlier. I think it was Bama Girl that said it. She said that that a lot of times people don't heal. Before you can take another person into your energy or into your universe, and this goes for any kind of lifestyle, whether you be monogamous, polygamous, whatever, gay or straight, before you take another person into you, and don't start with the bisexual shit today, Dre. Because I saw him thinking, I saw his wheels turn when I said that gay straight shit.
I ain't got nothing to say about it.
Listen, anyway, the thing is that at the end of the day, you have to heal yourself. Get the healing and help that you need from wherever you want to get it from. You can holler at me or go to anybody else. I don't care. But help yourself so that you can be useful for someone else. Because otherwise, every relationship you're going to get into is going to be toxic. Because at the end of the day, if you got toxicity in here, it doesn't matter if the other person's offering the world in their hands. You're going to find a way to pollute and destroy that environment. And you're going to end up with a planet like ours that's cooking itself. So, Sabrina?
Jermaine, I'm gonna call you when we get off this. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning into the social experiment. We appreciate you guys.
Oh shit!
So, bye.
Oh, God.